Hello, good day. Welcome to our AutoCAD learning session. So we are now on learning session 6, which is entitled Dimensions and Annotations. Okay, so uh, in our previous learning sessions, we learned about multi-view drawings. Okay, so now our discussions will be focusing on how dimensions is used in AutoCAD. Okay, so dimensions class is very important in drawings because it will be the guide of the field personnel, meaning those who are working on the field and doing the project. Okay, so on design, it is being made by design team. Then for the construction, it will be made by the field team or the construction team. Okay, so they will be the one will be reading the plan. Okay, so that is why dimension is very important. Okay, so this will be our discussion, and we will go now to the presentation. Okay, so dimensions and annotations. Okay, so in this learning session, you will learn to do the following. Okay, so number one, create dimensions. Okay, okay, so double this one. Sorry, number two is to style leaders. Then add dimensional tolerances, add geometric tolerances, and edit dimensions. Okay. Dimensioning. In previous learning session, you learn how to draw shapes of various objects and create drawings. However, while creating a drawing, you also need to provide the size information. Okay, so this is what I told you a while ago. In every project, dimension is very important because of the during the construction. You can provide the size information by adding dimensions to the drawings. In this chapter or LS, you will learn how to create various types of dimensions. You will also learn about some standard ways and best practices of dimensioning. Okay. Creating dimensions. In AutoCAD, there are many tools available for creating the dimensions. You can access these tools from the ribbon or command line and menu bar. Okay, so you have three options in providing the dimensions to your drawing. Okay, so this is one of the example, okay, of the icons you can see in creating dimensions. Okay, so the following table gives you the functions of various dimensioning tools. Okay, so number one is dimension. Okay, so the shortcut uh, term for this one is DIM. So you can type this one to the command line for a shortcut key. Okay, these tools create the dimensions based on the selected geometry. So like this one, select this point and this point so that you can create a dimension. So for circle, this one, this curve, and this angle. Okay, so you can click annotate dimensions and dimension on the ribbon. Select a line, move the pointer and click to create the linear dimension. Select a circle, move the pointer and click to position the diameter dimensions. Okay. Place the pointer on a circle, type C and press enter, select the circle to create a center mark. Okay, so this one is for the radius. Select an arc, move the pointer and click to the position, the radial dimension. This one is for the arc. Place the pointer of the arc, type L and press enter, select the arc and click to position the arc length dimension. Okay, so these are the procedures. Then place the pointer on the arc, type A and press enter. Select the arc and click to position the angle of the arc. Then select two lines and position the angular dimensions. Okay, this one is for the uh, lines with angles. Then likewise, you can create the other types of dimensions using a dimension tool. Okay, so for linear, okay, so this is for straight lines. You can type DLI as a shortcut key. Then this tool creates horizontal and vertical dimensions. So like this one. So the procedure for this one is click annotate, dimensions drop down, then linear on the ribbon. Select the first and second points of the dimension. Okay, so this one is for creating the dimension. Move the pointer in horizontal direction to create a vertical dimension, or move in the vertical direction to create a horizontal direction. Click to position the dimension. Okay. Then for align, okay, so DEL, so this is used for inclined line like this one, because you cannot use align for this one because he will be if you use align in this figure, the distance that the computer will get is from this one and this one, so only horizontal line, so not the diagonal one. Okay, so this tool creates a linear dimension parallel to the object. See, like this one. So to do that, you have to click annotate, dimension, then drop down, then align the ribbon. Then you have to select the first and second points of the dimension line. Then move the pointer and click to position the dimension. Okay, for arc length, you can type DER or DAR in the shortcut if you want to use a shortcut menu for this command. It dimensions the total or partial length of an arc. So like this one, you can compute the length or size of the whole or of this part. Okay, so to do that, you have to click annotate, dimension drop down, then arc length on the ribbon. Then select an arc from the drawing. Then if you want to dimension only a partial length of the arc, select partial option from the command line. Next, select the 2 points on the arc like this one. Then move the pointer and click to position the dimensions. Okay, so for continue, you can type DCO as the shortcut for in the command line. So to do that, it creates a linear dimensions from the second extension line of the previous dimension. Okay, it creates a linear dimensions from the second. Okay, so this is the example. Then create a linear dimension by selecting the first and second points, like this one. Then click annotate dimension, continue, and the ribbon and chain dimension is attached to the pointer. Okay, so like this one, select the third and fourth point of the chain dimension. Then position the chain dimension next, right click and select enter to accept the command. Okay. Next is for baseline. You can type DBA in the command line for the shortcut key. Then it creates dimension by using the previously created dimension as shown below. Okay, like this one. Then create a linear dimension by selecting the first and second points. Okay, so select this point and this one to create that dimension. Then click annotate dimensions, continue baseline on the ribbon. Okay, then select the base dimension. Select the third and fourth point of the baseline dimension, so this one. Next, click right and select enter. Okay, so for angular, we can type DN or done in the command line for a shortcut key. Then it creates an angular dimension, so like this one. Then click annotate dimension drop down angle on the ribbon. Then select the first line and second line, this one and this one. Then move the pointer and position the angle dimension. To create angle dimension on the arc, select the arc and position the dimension. Then to create an angle dimension on the circle, select 2 points on circle, and position the angle dimensions. Okay, so like this one. Okay. For diameter, it adds a diameter dimensions to a circle of an arc. So you can use dia in the shortcut key. So like this one. Click annotate dimensions, dimension, then the drop down, then choose diameter on the ribbon, select the circle or the arc, and position the dimensions. Okay, so actually you can position the dimensions at your own convenient. Okay, so for reduce, you can type DRA in the command line as the shortcut key. Then it adds irregular dimensions to an arc or circle. So like this one, R18, R11. So this is reduce. Okay. For jog, you can type DGO as a shortcut key command. Then it creates jog dimensions. A jog dimension is created when it is not possible to show the center of an arc or circle. Okay, so like this one. Then click annotate dimensions, dimension drop down jog on the ribbon. Then select an arc or circle. Then select a new center point, override, locate the dimension and the jog location. Okay, so like this one. Okay, so for dimension dim jog line, DGL, you can type DGL as the shortcut key. It creates a jog linear dimensions. Okay, so like this one. Click annotate dimensions, dimension dim jog line on the ribbon. Select the linear dimension and to add the jog. Okay, define the location of the jog on the dimension. Okay, so for center mark, you can type DCE as the shortcut key. Okay, so it adds a center mark to a circle on arc. The type of the center mark will depend on the value of the dim sim variable. For a positive value, center marks are created, and for a negative value, center lines are created. Okay. Click annotate dimension center mark on the ribbon, select an arc or a circle, then the center mark will be positioned as its center. Okay, so like this one. So this is for if you choose negative, and this is for positive values. Okay, so for ordinate, you can type the OR in the shortcut key. Okay, then it creates ordinate dimensions based on the current position of the user coordinate system or UCS. Okay, create annotate dimension drop down or date on the ribbon. Select the point of the ribbon, then move the pointer in the vertical direction and click to position X coordinate value. Then move the pointer in the horizontal direction and click to position the Y coordinate value. Okay, so for quick dimension, you can type QDIM or QDIM in the command line as a shortcut key. Then the dimensions one or more objects at the same time. Okay, so click annotate quick dimensions in the ribbon. Select one or more objects from a drawing. So right click and position the dimensions. Okay, for the adjust space, you can type dim space in the command line as a shortcut key. Then it is used to adjust the space between the dimensions. Okay, so to do that, you have to click annotate dimensions, then adjust space on the ribbon, then select the base dimension from which the other dimensions are to be adjusted. Then select the dimensions to adjust, right click to accept, then enter the space value or select the auto option. The dimensions will be adjusted with respect to the base dimension. Okay, so for break, yeah, we can type dim break as the shortcut key in the command line. So it adds breaks to dimensions, extension, and leader lines. Okay, so like this one. To do that, you have to click annotate, then dimensions, then choose to break on the ribbon. Then select the dimension to add a break. Then select the cutting object. This breaks the dimensions by a cutting object. Then right click to exit the tool. Then for inspect, you can type dim inspect in the command line for the shortcut key. Okay, so what it does, it creates an inspection dimension. The inspection dimension describes how frequently the dimension should be checked during inspection process to ensure the quality of the component. Okay, so to do that, you have to click annotate, then dimensions, then inspect on the ribbon, then inspect dimensions dialog box appears. Okay, so like this one. Okay, so then, okay, so click the select dimensions button on the dialog box and select the dimension to apply the inspection rate. Then right click to accept, then select the shape of the inspection from the shape section. Then you have to enter the inspection rate. 100% means that the value will be checked every time during inspection process. Then 50% means half the times. Then if required, select the label checkbox and enter the inspection label. Then click OK. Okay, so those are the ways on how to create dimensions in different objects and different methods. Okay. Okay, so to do that, we have to have certain example. Okay, so like this one, this example, you will create the drawing as shown in the figure and add dimensions to it. Okay, so let's create this drawing. Okay, so this is 50. Okay, so 50. Okay, so let's go to our AutoCAD applications. Actually, I opened it already. Okay, okay, so just uh, just this one. Okay, so minimize. Okay, so we'll draw this drawing. So create for new layers with the following settings. Okay, so let's check the settings. Okay, okay, so I think you know already how to do this one. Okay, so let's do two layers. Their properties. Then let's add those components. Okay, so add new layer. Okay, so type construction. Okay, then the line weight is 0. Then the line type is continuous. Okay, so no problem with that. Next is object. Okay, then the line type is continuous. The line weight is zero point 0.5. Zero point 0.5. So this one. Okay, so go to the hidden. Then line type is to load hidden to. Hidden to. Okay, so this one. Hidden to. Okay, let's select this one. Okay. Okay, so hidden to. Then the line weight is 0.30. Okay. Then let's create another one for dimensions. Okay, so the line width is default. Okay, so default. Then the line type is continuous. Okay, so I think uh, we already make the instructed layer. Okay, construction, continuous 0, then object, 0.5, then continuous hidden 0.3, then hidden 2, then dimensions, continuous, and default. Okay, okay. Then let's zoom all this one. Okay. Next, create the drawing on the object and hidden layers. Okay, so let's create this one. So for the dimensions, we'll follow this one. So this is 70. Sorry, so escape. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, 70. Okay, then we have 50, which is ortho, so that the line will be straight. Then 70. Okay, so next is we fillet this one first. Which is 18. Okay, this is 10. I fillet is reduce. Reduce is 8. Okay, then for this one, so type again fillet, then reduce. So 8, so this is the same. So enter. Okay, then what's next? Okay, so we have a line. Okay, sorry, my I think computer is loading. Okay, so let's use 10. Okay, so this is a reference line that can create this one. Okay, so actually this line is hidden, so we will change the layer of this one to hidden. Okay, then for this one also line, so 10, then delete your reference, then go to layers, then skip. Okay, okay, so we are good. Next is we need to draw this angle. So okay, so this is 30. 30, so this is midpoint, so 90 degrees. Okay, Okay, so for circle, so the circle is 16. I think this is 16. Okay, so let's make that one first. Okay, so the line will be uh 50 or 56. Okay, so I will just maximize this one to C. Okay, so 56. So 56. Okay, so this will be a reference. Okay, then let's make a circle. So the diameter is 16. Diameter is 16. Okay, so that's good. Okay, then the next one is 30. Next one is 30. 30, enter. Then the diameter is 10. So diameter 10, 10. Okay. Okay. Delete. Hmm. Okay, so the remaining is this one. So I think this is the midpoint. So type 15 from here. Okay, so this one. So let's check the angle. So this is 90. Okay, so good. Trim. Okay, so this is now the drawing that mentioned in this example. Okay, so I think we're good. So let's check the time. Okay, so I think we're good. Okay. Okay, so this is it. Then select the dimensions layer from the layer drop down in the dimensions panel. Dimensions. Now we'll go to dimensions. Dimensions layer. Select the dimensions layer from the layer drop down in the dimensions panel. Okay, so this one. Okay, then we'll choose dimensions. Okay, so where is that? Okay, so let's try to use the other one. Next. Creating dimension style. So the appearance of the dimensions depends on the dimension style that you use. You can create the dimension style using the dimension style manual dialog. Okay, so in this dialog, you can specify various settings related to appearance and behavior of dimensions. Okay, then the following example demonstrates how to create a dimension style. Okay, so expand the annotation panel. So this one. Then on the home, click dimensions. Okay, so dimensions for this one. Then dimension style. Okay, dimension style. Okay, so let's find the dimension style. Hmm. It's not here. Okay, so this one. Then, so this dialog box appears like this one. Okay, so let's go to next. The basic creature of dimensions is given below. So this one. Okay, so this is for the angle, and this is for the radius, and this is for the lines. Okay, so by default, the ISO 25 or the standard dimension style is active. Okay, so if the default dimension style does not suit the dimensioning requirement, you can create a new dimension style and modify the nomenclature of the dimension. Is to create a dimension style, click the new button on the dimension style manager dialog, then create new dimension style dialog appears. Okay, so you can click this one, new, in the create new dimension style dialog box, turn mechanical in the new style name. Okay, so let's try. Okay, so in the create new dimension dialog box, create new dimension style. Enter mechanical in the new style name. So mechanical, mechanical. Okay. Then select the ISO 25 for the start with drop down. Then click continue. Okay, so this box appears. Okay. In the new dimension style dialog, click the primary units. Click the primary units. So primary units, this one. Then ensure that the unit format is set to decimal. Set precision to 0. So this one, 0. Then select the decimal separator period. So you will use period. Okay. Next, click the text tab. So this one. Then ensure that the height is 2.5. Okay, so 2.5, no problem. In the text placement section, set the vertical and horizontal values to centered. Okay, so text placement, horizontal and vertical is centered. Okay, then select text alignment. Okay, so text alignment horizontal. So text alignment, text height, color. Text alignment is horizontal. Okay. Then click the lines tab on the dialog box. So let's go to lines. Okay, in this tab, notice the two options in the extension line section. Okay, so extend beyond dim lines and offset from origin. Okay, so this one, extend beyond dim lines. Okay, so let's extend beyond dim lines and offset from origin. Then extend beyond dim lines and offset from origin to 1.25. Okay, so they are the same, 1.25. Okay, set the baseline spacing in the dimension lines section to 5. So baseline spacing is 5. Okay. Then click the symbol and arrows tab. Okay, so symbols and arrows tab. Then set arrow size to 3. Okay, so this is 3. Then center marks. Select the line option in the center marks. Okay, so line. Okay. Then notice the different options in this tab. The options in this tab are used to change the appearance of the arrows and symbols. Also, you can set the appearance of the center marks and the center lines and circles and arcs. Okay, so for this one, we will set this one to 2. This one is 2. Okay, so click OK to accept the settings. Okay, so click OK. Okay, then click set current on the dimension style, manager dialog. The mechanical dimension will be this set as current. Click close to close the dialog, then expand the dimension panel on the annotate ribbon and click the center mark button. Okay, so let's set current, then close. Okay, so let's check. Okay, so this the current dimension style is mechanical. Okay, expand the dimension panel, annotate ribbon and click the center mark. Okay, so center mark. Okay, so this one, center mark. Select the circle from the drawing to apply the center mark. Okay, so circle this one and this one. Okay, so then on the ribbon, click annotate dimension. Then make sure that the object snap icon is turned on the status bar. Object snap. Okay. Then select the lower right corner of the drawing. Select the lower corner of the drawing. Select the endpoint, the center mark. The small circle dimension is attached to the pointer. Move the pointer vertical downwards and position the dimensions as shown below. Okay, so dimension. Okay, so first point and this point. Okay, so 30. So it's correct. Okay, so then select the baseline option from the command line. Baselines. Move the pointer vertical downwards and position the section below. Okay, so did that. Select the baseline option from the command line. So baseline option, select the right extension line, baseline. Okay, so select the baseline option from the command line. Select the right extension line of the linear dimension. A dimension is attached to the pointer. Then select the end point, the center mark of the larger circle. Another dimension is attached to the. Select the lower left corner of the drawing and press enter twice. Okay, so let's check. Okay. So the baseline option from the command line. So baseline, then baseline, this one. Then select the right extension line. Okay, so this one. Then to the pointer, select the independent center mark of the larger circle. So this one. Then, so if you notice the line continues with the end, this one. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. Skip. Let's check. So we have 3. Okay, so we have 3 dimensions. Okay, so So likewise, select the small circle and position the dimension. Select the fillet located at the top left corner. The original dimension is attached the pointer. Select any text from the spacebar line and type 2. Twice the spacebar, click the graphics window to update the dimension text. Next, in the original dimension to 45 degrees. Okay, so let's do this one. We will just copy this one. So dimension. Okay, so center. So 24. Okay, so there's something wrong. Okay, so I think it rounded up, so no problem with that. So next is this one. Actually, for your own convenience, you can adjust the position of your dimension like this one. Then click uh, to confirm. Then you have 10. Okay. Then this one is 30. To align the two dimensions, you will click the first one here so that it will be aligned. So like that. Okay. Next is the display diameter. So let's go to diameter. Okay, so this is 16. Then for the reduce dimension, reduce. Just click this fillet or this arc. This R18. Then dimension, then diameter. This circle. Okay. You can edit this one. You can put twice, but I think you need. Okay. So this is now the drawing. Okay. So and its dimensions. Okay. So actually you can change the color of this one. If you want, we can go back to theme style. Show you. So if you want to change, click this the mechanical, then modify. Then you can change the line color. So like this one example, you want green. Okay, so if you can observe all the lines of the dimensions becomes green. So okay, so like that one. So this is for koan, for a representation. In this line, this one, you can change that one. Okay, so modify again. This one, extension lines. So you can put also example blue or this one. Okay, okay, okay. So like that. Okay, so this is for for identification of lines because in drawings maybe you will be confused on the lines, so you have to color code sometimes. Okay. Okay, so I think we're good for this example. So we already know how to put dimensions in our drawings. Okay, so and how to modify them and to make it good. Okay, so in your drawings. Okay, so let's check. our case. We have now 44 minutes, 45 minutes. Okay. So the next is adding leaders. Okay. So I think I will pause for a while and uh, make this one is part one of learning session 6 because we already now on the 45-minute mark in our time. Okay, so I think we will continue this adding leaders on the next part. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something from these discussions. Okay, so thank you. So see you in my in the next part of this learning session.